Hi everyone, Ken Wink here with the market commentary from Summit Financial Consulting for November 2025. Just a reminder, it's tax time, so it's an excellent time to start thinking about what you can do to maximize your financial planning. And one of the things that we often recommend is IRA to Roth IRA conversions. If you want to do some IRA to Roth IRA conversions, we got to move fast. They do take some time. There is some paperwork. So if you're interested, please let us know. In recent months, we had been talking about our new financial planning software. Well, we've been using it for over a year, but using this financial planning software, we can calculate exactly mathematically how much it seems to make sense for you to convert. So let's talk it over. We'd be happy to discuss this with you. Another update is that there's just so much fraud going on in the world right now. And we also want to make sure that we're respectful when it comes to sharing our clients' information. So one of the new regulations that's being imposed on us is that oftentimes people will call us and they'll say, hey, can you give me my wife's 1099s or can you give me my kids' 1099s? And we just wanted to let everyone know we can't do that unless we have a form signed by them saying that it's okay to release information about you. So if you are planning on doing your taxes with Summit Financial, or even if you're planning on doing them with a different firm and you might be asking for 1099s, please give us a call. We'd be happy to get this form going now rather than later so that we're not wasting any time when tax time is upon us. So on to the market commentary. October wasn't too scary. The stock market was positive in the month of October. It was also positive in the month of November. So the Federal Reserve Committee met on October 28th to 29th, and they decided to cut interest rates by 0.25%. Their decision-making process this time around was a little bit more challenging because of the government shutdown situation. The jobs report was scheduled to be released on October 3rd, but because of the U.S. government shutdown, they were not given that data. So the Federal Reserve Chairman said that they're monitoring the job situation very, very carefully. And also that the December meeting, December 10th is when the Fed is meeting next. He said that it is not a foregone conclusion that they're going to lower rates again. On October 24th, the CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index, that report showed that inflation increased by about 3% year over year. So that was a little bit lower than projections, but the Fed's goal is actually 2%. So it's a little bit higher than what the Fed wants to see. So the Fed has two main goals: maximum employment and stable prices. And when they say stable prices, they mean stable and low inflation. So it's good that the Federal Reserve had this inflation data to make a decision, but they're sort of flying in the dark here when it comes to the employment situation. So we're hoping that the government reopens soon and that we'll be able to get updated inflation and jobs information before the Fed meeting that's coming up here in December. So the Fed stated that they don't want to stimulate the economy and they don't want to slow down the economy either. They want to be neutral. And the rate that this perfectly describes is called R star. So nobody knows exactly what R star is, but R star is the perfect interest rate where the economy is not being stimulated or slowed down. The Cleveland Federal Reserve estimates that number to be between 3.75 and 4% right now. It's just an estimate. So we could have one more rate cut to get to at least closer to the Fed's goal number. So if interest rates are lowered, that's normally good for the economy. So having these interest rates lowered in October, generally good for the economy. Business loans, credit cards, mortgages, everything's just a little bit more affordable, a little bit less interest being paid when interest rates are lower. If you want our best guess is that the Fed is going to lower rates one more time. And also that despite some short-term bumps in the road, we know there's going to be bumps in the road. There's a lot going on in the world right now, but we think the market is going to be higher at the end of the year than it is right now. So that's our official projection, folks. We'll see how it turns out. Hey, if we haven't sat down in a while, we'd love to sit down with you and have a review meeting. We could go over your numbers. We can go over your retirement. We could talk about IRA to Roth IRA conversions. We could talk about health insurance. We could introduce you to our estate planning team and get a will or trust set up for you. There's so many things that we would love to help you with. Please give us a call. We could schedule a meeting over the phone, over Zoom, or face-to-face. We'd love to see you. On behalf of Bob Wink, Ken Wink, Jim Wink, Zach, James, and Daniel, hope you have a great week, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.
Summit Financial, working with people you trust.